Hello and welcome to episode 14 of TemTalk, coming at you live for the very first time. It's an exciting day. Not only is it live, but you can finally see myself and Kennedy and Gaijinbu's smiling faces on this Saturday morning. And we have a huge news drop yesterday, so there's so much going on. And there's some cool art you can see behind our cameras that we're going to get to in a second. But before all of that, both of you guys, good morning. How are you doing?
So good.
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I'm having a great Saturday morning. It's raining here, but I got out and got some green exercise right before it started raining. So I went for a run and then a walk and then I showered. Then
Did you say green exercise? What's
green exercise? Like it's exercising, but it's outside.
Oh, okay. All right.
You get fresh air.
Okay.
You get a little bit of daylight, and
Right on.
it makes you feel good about life.
Oh, I got my Star Wars shirt on and my Star Wars coffee cup, so I'm ready to go today.
Oh, let's go. I heated up the teapot this morning, but I forgot to make tea, so I'll survive.
Oh, no.
I've got orange flavored sparkling water.
Excellent. Yeah, that sounds orange flavored. Ooh. All right, so let's so right away. I want to show us off right away. I got a big thank you to Dead Fox Z, who made this awesome logo for us. And asked what each of our favorite Temtems were to represent us on it. So huge thank out to them for that. I regret completely picking Calibus though. Gaijinbu is obviously the Teteru, which, by the way, we'll get back to that. I'm a little jealous that you get to be a Luma version, and we're just.
I'm in.
But and Kennedy's obviously the Mushuk, so we actually have an official logo. Instead of me pirating and stealing the Temtem logo and using it in all of the content, we can actually use our own graphics and logos. So I just want to show it off right away. So big thank you to them, and I wanted to plug their Twitter. If they do a lot of artwork and commissions and all of that, so check them out at DeadFoxZZ1 at Twitter. There's Gaijinbu. They also do a lot of your artwork as well, so there's a lot, and there's been some Reddit posts that we've featured, so it's pretty cool stuff. I'm happy, very happy with it, obviously.
Yeah, they've done all my channel art for everything, and my emotes and my Discord art and stuff for emotes and all that.
Yeah, they did the font here as well, the TemTalk title, so I can actually start putting that in stuff as well. So we've evolved to another form here on TemTalk. All right, with that, should we jump right into the news? Is it time?
Evolution. Yeah, let's jump into the news.
All right, let's do it. So it was obviously huge news dropping last Friday night, but before we get into it, I want to talk about your guys' bet that I did not think was going to go this way, but did go this way.
Oh, can I introduce this?
Yeah, 100%. This is your guys' thing. It's not mine.
Okay,
right
so everybody who's listening right now, when you're listening to this, welcome, Gaijin. Officially, a co-host of TemTalk infinitely into the future. As part of the initiation ritual of becoming, I guess, a TemTalk co-host, the episode where it was permanent that I was on TemTalk, Andrew and I were talking about like the coming patch, and I was like, "It's close, man. It's close." And he's like, "It's not close." And I was like, "I'm willing." And he's like, "You want to put some money on it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we had just finished discussing how incredibly poor I am in game, and I'm like, I could spare to lose 3,000 Pansun on this. Let's bet 3,000 Pansun. And then Andrew, without skipping a beat, goes, "Okay, 10,000 Pansun says that the patch will."
I think it was more than that. Wasn't it 30,000? Wasn't it?
No, it was 10,000.
Was it 10,000?
No, it was 15. It was 15,000.
I totally misheard. I didn't even hear him say that. I was like, "How much you want to do? How much you want to do?" He's like, "I don't know, 3,000." I'm like, "All right, let's do 15,000," and just rolled right over him. But
and so I know Gaijin has money problems because he doesn't ever free Tim and stuff. And I was watching his stream, and I had an inclination that we were going to get some information about the patch this week because the devs have been like.
We should mention in our bet you won, and I paid you out. We should mention that.
Yeah,
you were 1-0.
And so when I was watching Gaijin's stream, I was like, Gaijin's on TemTalk. Let's bet him. It's like, hey, Gaijin, you want to bet an absorbent amount of Pansuns that you don't have? I was fully expecting to lose this bet.
What was the exact
like,
bet?
Sure,
this was on Wednesday. What was the bet that you guys made?
It was on Wednesday afternoon at like 4 p.m. PDT, and I bet I bet Gaijin, within 72 hours, we would have some definitive information about the coming patch. And he's like, sure, let's do it. And I was like, all right. And,
Because he's like,
worst comes to worst, I pay Gaijin 10K, and then
don't they know Saturday's the best day for news? Come on.
yeah, exactly. Friday morning happened, and it was like 10 o'clock, and Gaijin's like, looks like I'm going to be getting richer. And then at 11 o'clock, they post.
Looks like I'm going to be $10,000.
All I want to know is, Kennedy, who is your inside source at Crema? Because you always seem to have your thumb on the pulse of these updates. I think you have insider information that you're trading on. All I know is I'm not making any more bets with you about Temtem timelines.
It was actually Q Angel on the feedback forums. The bug reports, I made a bug report forever ago about the invisible bun-buns that I kept encountering in the side part. And they posted on it at the start of the week, confirmed fix for the next patch. And I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know they did this. And so I started looking through everything else.
Yeah, there was a lot of signs throughout the week that something was coming, but I didn't think it was coming this quickly. But
yeah, they posted confirmed on 8 different things that it was fixed in the coming patch, and I was like, "There's a coming patch."
They had the Twitter poll, all sorts of things. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's go right into what is this news. Okay, everyone. So for this next part of the news here, unfortunately, it's going to be just me by myself. We had some technical difficulties when we were recording this live, where we lost the footage in the recording due to all the different things going on with the experiment of the live show today. So thanks to those who are sticking with us live through all of it, and thank you all of listening now after the fact on YouTube or in podcast. You'll hear us reference it a few times, so our apologies for that, but we're working out their kinks as we try doing this show in more and more formats. So I'm going to go through this news article first by myself here, and then it'll edit back into the live stream with Kennedy and Gaijin Boo as well. So the big news that we were talking about is they made a post on the 29th of May, Friday, just yesterday from when we're recording this, saying on our 2nd year anniversary, spring is the new summer. And that's an allusion to some things on the roadmap being moved around and combined, the summer roadmap versus the spring roadmap. They start out by saying it's been 2 years ago and it's their birthday. 2 years ago today, they launched on TemTem the Kickstarter for TemTem. And it's been 2 years since that started, so it's a fun time for them to check in and do an update now. One of the most interesting things that we thought right away from this is that they said since then they've grown the team twice in size, which we thought was a pretty interesting clarification for the first time, talking about the team at Crema and the size that they've grown, because it's been discussed quite frequently, the size of their team and being able to meet the success that TemTem has had and respond to the issues and challenges. So it's very interesting to see them directly in an official news update talk about how their team has grown twice in 2 years, and that's crazy for any team to grow to double in size. It's not easy for any team to grow double size, no matter how big your team is, to have twice as many people involved in any project. Anyone who works at an office, on a team, or in a department, or in group projects knows that there's always growing pains. So it's very relatable that they comment on that. And then they go on to talk about springing into summer, and they talk about the current global situation being COVID-19 and the situation it's taken and the circumstances and how things have been affected. The big takeaway here is that they've merged the spring update with the Kisiwa update, which was coming in summer, the second part of the spring update. So what that basically means is that we're not going to get chat and we're not going to get clubs in-game until they also release Kisiwa. But they do go on in this article to say they're going to release Kisiwa in July. And again, they go back talking about their team size. They said this is a very successful launch. Has been awesome, but it's brought with it a lot of new problems and challenges to face. There's been increased workload on the customer support department, more and more testing to ensure everything is properly playable for a wider audience, and dealing with the tireless hackers, and I'm sure they're referring to the botters in that. They said we've been constantly growing and hiring new people ever since the release in order to tackle all these challenges, but the process has been very time-consuming. Finding the right additions to the team isn't always easy, and we're still not quite there. Even now, it's harder, again, alluding to COVID-19. screen. And they're talking about how their recruitment process and onboarding is almost frozen. Again, I can relate to that. I think anytime you're adding people to a team, it's people. I think players of TemTalk are like, oh, you've had a lot of success, you sold a lot of copies. Just hire a bunch more people to give us the content quicker. But it's not that easy. They can't just hire random developers off the street. You know, they're limited to people that want to work in Spain and their area, and they want to find people, I'm sure, that share their vision for TemTalk and have the necessary experience. So it's interesting. It's nice to have confirmation, though, for the first time that they're still growing the team. In past episodes, I've talked about how they're at a team size of 24 and didn't know if they were going to develop the full game and release it with that team, or if they wanted to. Or I thought that probably was the case, but they've said no, they're trying to add more people, and they're still trying to add more people. So that's a good thing for the game, and it's just interesting to have the curtain pulled back. The last part of this section is they've vastly underestimated the chat feature, and the chat is one of the most important and requested features in TemTalk, and we need to make sure it's as polished as can be. We also need to work on powerful tools for our moderators to handle the chat reports and infractions, making sure everyone is able to fully enjoy the chat, and for that will require a bit of extra time. So that's just talking about why they have to wait on this chat feature until later. And it makes sense, again, talking about the number of players and their support team. I'm sure they want it to be something that they can police easily. I think they've been burned and learned a lesson with all the hackers and botters that before they release this to a wide audience, they want it to be something that they have a customer support system in place to manage, plus the technical side of it. So with that said, we're going to be able to transition now to talking about Kisiwa and the release screenshots that they have below here that you can start to see. I'm going to cut back to the live recording now. So Kennedy and Gaijinbu will be back with us again. Thanks for bearing with us for these this experimentation as we keep on working on the format of the show. All right, we're back live again. Sorry for this keep going on. If anyone's trying to watch us offline, online, we're probably having trouble because I think it's getting taken off of Twitch and putting back on live on Twitch. But we're back online and being recorded right now, so I can see your guys' bright faces. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. We'll see. If you're bearing with us, thank you. So we were just wrapping up talking about the chat feature. So the most exciting thing about this is the Kisiwa update and the reveals about this, right? But let me know, by the way. Just let me know when you get a chance, Kennedy, if you can stream is working for you. It should be now, I hope. But they said...
Okay, can you send me a link to your stream?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I'll appreciate that.
Let me just put it...
If you just post it in the Discord, I'll click it open.
Twitch.tv/... I'm going to try that out right there.
Boom. Grassy.
So they said that they gave us some glances into Kisiwa. They said to properly rehome the hype, here's some glances into the vast Kisiwa. So, and this is what they spoiled earlier in the week that led you guys to your bet, as well as screenshots with the orange in the background. Just if you guys aren't looking, I have the screenshots pulled up from the article here of the desert, and the little hillside with the homes like built into the mountain in the desert, and then the next one showing the grass and the trees and all of this. And I gotta say, just seeing this made me so hyped for a new area of TemTalk. Like, I've gotten so used to what we have, and I almost like forgot that there's gonna be more and more game world, a lot more game world. So I immediately saw this. I'm like, I just want to play through this and explore this zone immediately. It looks really, really cool.
Can I just say that I really hope that one of the clothing accessories that comes with Kisiwa is a holster for our Tem cards.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be so cool.
Because that top picture just makes me think of the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
So having a nice little holster for our Tem cards would be real nice.
Yeah, it's very, very Wild Westy. I love the trees and everything as well in the second photo. It looks big. I mean, I think all the zones are big, but just the second photo makes it look like a really large area. I guess Tucumã is really large as well.
They actually did a Reddit post about the actual total area and space of all of the available islands at this time.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
I have that in the notes. Yeah, let's...
okay, yeah.
No, now that you mention it, let me scroll down to the info on it. Yeah, so someone posted on the Reddit... Uh-oh, sorry, I lost your guys' camera. Let me bring you back up.
Oh, yeah, so OBS likes to, when you go through scenes...
when you switches them off. Oh boy, we'll fix that in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Just tell them about Exios post here while I fix this. If you recall it.
Yeah, so people were asking. Somebody on Reddit had asked, I believe, about the, how big is the game? Somebody was like just interested. They were in comparison. Is it like Red Dead Redemption? Which obviously, I mean, come on, little bit big there, but
Yeah.
so yeah, followed up because obviously it's not going to be as big as Red Dead, but I mean it is a fairly large game. So yeah, followed up on the Reddit post and just basically said Temtem is not an open world like others have said, but if you're truly curious, here is some data. There are currently 3 islands available in the game. The first one, Denny's, I'm not even sure. Is it Denny's? I don't know. Has an area of
Dennis. Yeah.
90,872 meters squared. The second one, Amnesia, has an area of 54,052 meters squared. And the third one, Tukma, has 59,450 meters squared. So Dennis is actually like almost double the size of the other two. Not quite as far as not exactly double, but 90,000 versus 5459. But it's like total surface area, not actual available accessible area. So there's a lot of area content that we aren't actually able to walk on, but that's the total space basically. So they were just talking about how big it is, and it kind of just puts it in perspective for you because as you're playing it, like it feels big, but you don't really know how big it is. So it's pretty cool to see all that in like context.
You're back, Kennedy. I see by your dance, so that must mean you can see that you're back.
I saw you moving on the screen, and I tried to do a little wild shenanigan.
But yeah, no, it's fascinating that they. I'm just curious, how do they? I mean, I guess how does the metrics of the virtual world convert into?
They know
this
the
even?
polygons they put into.
I mean,
the
I guess
game.
yeah, that's why that's because he's like he said it in like meters squared or something. Denny was the statistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, meters squared. So I guess they're equivalenting the size of the zones to each of it.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Dennis is absolutely huge compared to the other regions, and that wasn't a big surprise to me. I mean, Tumka's big, but Tumka, when you think about the areas you transverse in Tumka, like there's that big region trying to get to the underground city. But there's the underground city, the reservoir, and then just those little patches of grass, and the crystal shrine is like tiny. But when you think about Dennis, all of the places you're transversing to go to like everywhere, anywhere around Dennis is all surrounded with huge walkable water.
That's true. If you look at the map of
rather explorable water. Should I bring up the map?
I was gonna say, I can even do it in my game here, right there. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I can, but right now I'm in.
I got it pulled up.
You're hiding it. We can't even see it.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, wait. I can turn off my webcam. And where's my webcam? There we go. Yeah. So this is a good example. Amnesia, like it's got a big area, but look at how much of this area you can actually like walk on.
Yeah.
Whereas in Dennis, like all of this would be water, and you could essentially sail. Well, not sail, but surf in most of these areas. So to me, it wasn't a big surprise that Dennis was the big one. And then when you think about the cities and the population, the only one that felt big enough to have like a huge bustling population was Dennis. There's like 3 different towns or 4 different towns in Dennis. There's the starting town, Brica del Mar, Arisola, and Terskua, I guess. And it would make sense that would be the island that could support the most life.
I'm curious. It's too bad he made this post before the news. I'd love to know what the size of Kisiwa is in comparison to these.
Yeah, hopefully Ya will come back and update the posts. I don't think Ya is beyond being influenced by the player base. So if we all just put our hands up and channel enough collective energy, he appears.
That's true. Speaking, I'm almost afraid to switch the scene back to the browsers. That seems what's be causing the issues. But let's give it one more try.
Yeah, switching scenes is breaking stuff, sadly.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it one more time, and if it does, I'll learn my lesson out because I want to switch back because we got to show off this new Temtem. So let's see.
Or if you want, you can keep the screen, and I can put it on my webcam.
It seems we're working so far.
You could.
If you see it go down, let me know. But otherwise, we should have Curie pulled up here. I mean,
Okay.
you guys were talking about how excited. I'll let you guys, if you guys want to just introduce her or tell people what this is if they haven't seen it. I got the graphic pulled up on screen here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll jump into it.
Sure.
So Curie is the number 100 in the Tempedia. It was a Temtem that they introduced. It is in Kisiwa. They gave us a sneak peek of it for this post, basically saying this content's coming in July. Curie sits right between Zazari and I forgot the Tim that is after it. But I think Zazari is like 95. But essentially they're like 5 Tims around this. So we're gonna get there's still a bunch of juicy stuff coming from this patch. I'm assuming this is gonna have an evolution, but it is a cute little earth deer Cubone looking thing, and I want to hug it. I want to make it bite things for me, and I want to use it in 10 battles.
Of course, it's going to have an evolution. We already know what it is.
Do we? It's
Yeah,
just a joke.
if you
I
go
can't
to
tell.
if you go to the main like Temtem website or Steam,
Oh,
it's
does
the
it-
big
does it
skull
show
dog
you?
on the image.
It's the skull dog. You know
Yeah.
what? That makes so much sense because I read a post from Suki earlier this week on the Discord talking about the skull dog Temtem.
Mhm.
And they kept saying the skull dog Temtem has a name, and I was like, "What is the skull dog Temtem?"
So
Curie is the skull dog Temtem. There we go.
this is the best evolution of Cubone I've ever seen in my life.
I know. I saw this right away. And I was like, "Oh, come on, Temtem, you're just gonna steal the idea of Cubone." But at the same time, I'm like, "No, this is cool. Like, this is different
It's
enough."
adorable AF.
Yeah, he's so cool that I'm not even mad about it. I mean, it's fair to say that this is a little Cubone inspired, but I think it's unique and different enough that I like it. So, but so you guys said, is there an image of the evolution?
Yeah, if you hit the Crema main page and if you go to games and then
Send
Temtem at
me
the
a
top
link
there.
Or put a link in the Google Doc for me, and I'll pull it up here in a second.
It should be if you just hit the games section at the top of the web browser.
Oh, right, you're
on
saying
the
right here where I
page
am
you're
right
on.
now, I can find it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm on
Because
games.
you just go to the Temtem main page and it should pull it up right at the top there.
Oh, you're saying it's right on this banner. Oh, I see. So you think it's this guy on the far right? Oh, yeah, fair enough. Okay. So do we think it's just going to have a second evolved form?
It is going to have a second evolve. I think that's the final evolve.
Yeah, that's.
I'm pretty sure it's going to have 3. I think that big one's the 3rd, possibly. Not sure. But yeah, so that's the big evolve right there.
Oh, so you think there
Okay,
could possibly be a
so-
middle stage?
Zazari is 95, and Spriol is 102. So 100 is Curie.
Okay.
100
So
and
one
1
must
is
be this
likely
one.
its evolution.
Is this one
Okay,
right
so there's
here?
2
102
evolves,
is
not
Spriol.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are still there's still 4 Tims, I guess, between Zazari and Curie.
Do we know any thing or any speculation about this unicorn rabbit next to it?
Unicorn rabbit.
Is that not
It's gonna
fair?
be a
Is that
mental
that seems like a fair description of it?
Well,
Oh,
it's
yeah. It
that's
actually
on
has a
the-
name already.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that one's on the wiki. It's like Valor or Valir.
Okay.
Yeah, so it even has its shiny form shown too.
Do we know? Does it have its types?
Mental type.
I was gonna say it looks mental. I'm just curious if there's another type with that or not. But it looks like a cool mental.
It looks
one.
mental. Why? Because it looks crazy. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, the
Mental Tims are crazy.
classic. I guess the if it's a purple Tem, I assume it's mental. I don't know if that's fair or not. All right, I'm gonna switch back to our shining faces and leave it there before I break the stream again.
might
As far
break
as you can
again,
tell,
not
it's still working for everybody, right? It looks like it is. So, apologies for the technical difficulties, everyone. But I promised that this would be an experiment up front. So, So just in closing on that article, they talk about. I kind of like this because they don't really mention it in the article, and it's in the roadmap. But it's very nice to have it. They summarize by saying what's coming in this patch, which is Kisiwa, the chat feature, and then I almost forgot, but clubs are going to be coming in it.
Clubs! I can't wait till we get into the community highlights.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You're very excited about Enigma winning, I suppose. Yeah.
Clubs,
Spoiler alert. But we're going to get 20 new Tems and the starter evolutions. So, and rock climbing. I like how they just slipped that in at the end. Did we know that rock climbing was coming in this until now?
Yes.
Hocus.
It was in the roadmap.
Was it in the roadmap for this? I should.
You say Hocus, Gaijin, but I say we're going to be able to access the water shrine inside of Deniz up that rock path.
Hey.
And we are going to get another 2i evolution, ideally.
We're going to be able to access the fire one too inside the volcano. I'm assuming we're going to get skates back.
Well, that was my bullet point in the show notes. Is I go skates ? When I can't believe that meme died. That was all that was on Reddit for like 3 weeks was crystal skates, and I'm surprised they didn't make a joke about the skates or confirm if we're gonna get them or not. So
you just killed 5 Tatarus.
That's true.
Every Tataru you kill because you mention those that shall not be mentioned.
I forgot about that.
A Luma gets replaced with a regular Tataru in your inventory. So the first Luma you find gonna be replaced with a regular Tataru.
Can't get me. I have no Lumas.
You have no power here.
We'll see if we I almost want to say should we make a bet, but whatever Kenny's gonna say, I'm gonna bet on that. Kennedy, do you think crystal skates are coming in this patch?
Crystal skates coming in this patch. Give me time to think.
All right, you got like any good bookie or gambler, you got to do your research. Fair enough. And by research, he means message his inside source and get the answer.
Crystal skates in the next patch. I am going to. This is such a hard one because Crystal Skates unlocks so many more areas back into the game.
You say unlocks, but we've already been able to go to them, so it's kind of frustrating that we can't revisit them.
Yeah, well, it's Crystal Skates when you get to Tumka. I think there's that huge area in the bottom that isn't exactly like zigzagged out and how you have to transverse it between the bottoms of the mines of Mitlin and the casino. I forget what the adjective is in front of the casino. But that area, I don't know what it was, but for some reason being able to crystal skate there, people were exploiting off the map, around the map, and there were all types of issues.
This is a very long-winded explanation. Yay or nay on the crystal skates next patch?
I'm gonna say nay. But I don't want to put money on it until I'm able to like look into it a little bit more.
I'm going to assume that probably not. If we're gonna have access to one of the 2Y evolutions, I don't think they're gonna give us access to 2 right out of the gate. But it also depends. We have no idea what the island looks like. We don't know what Kisiwa looks like. Is there even crystal? Is there going to be a need for skates? It's hard to say. You know, there's. I don't know.
the thing about like saying yes, we get crystal skates is I would die. Imagine we get clubs. Imagine we get rock climbing. Imagine we get Kisiwa. Imagine we get 25 new Temtem into the game. Imagine we get new items. Imagine we get new moves to battle with. Imagine we get new eggs. Imagine we get an update to the rank ladder.
Much? There's such thing as too much new content?
And we get crystal skates. I would die. Like, I would straight be dead.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. You guys gonna before we can move along here to the rest of our news, unless you guys got anything else on the new the big reveal from yesterday that we haven't hit on.
By the way, we've got to talk about the big news of the week.
Dead Fox,
the cipher.
Dead Fox ZZ says the meme is still going for the crystal skates, so that's probably true. By the way, as I plugged their Twitter at the beginning, I found out Dead Fox is a I think they use the line dumpster of random facts and odd information. So Go ahead and
True.
tweet at them, and I challenge you to challenge them for any random animal or topic to ask for a weird fact back, and I bet you'll get one. I was learning all sorts of things about Temtem. For instance, Teteru only has 2 fingers, which I never had even noticed. But
That was actually a surprise to Dead Fox.
yeah. They were telling me that as drawn as they realized it, and that your Teteru that you're represented as actually as 3 fingers. So you're a mutant Luma Teteru.
Well, it's important that it's able to flip people off, you know?
That's true. You can't wait. Well, can you? Is
Every
3
time
fingers
someone
the
asks
minimum?
about the crystal skates.
All right, so moving along, we have the Sci Park for this week.
Oh man, the Sci Park. The Sci Park. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna
Epic.
say, did I miss something of excitement? So it was a non Luma week, so most people think not the most exciting of weeks for that reason. Which
Are you guys out of your mind? It's incredible. I'm not even joking about that.
Really?
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me,
see. I
let
can't
me
ever tell
send
Sci
you-
Park. I can't tell if you guys are memeing me or
I-
actually like it every week.
So
I
most
actually-
people are not happy with non-Luma weeks, but this week the TVs, the minimum TV on
Tell people which 2 Tems it
it's
is, in case anyone doesn't know.
Valor.
Yeah,
Okay.
Valor and Loali.
Yep.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to find that screenshot
It's
here.
min SV 28 for Loali, and Volar has min SV of 30. And they both have egg moves of 10. I have it pulled up, but I'm afraid to switch the scene to it. I don't. Should I risk it, or should I just stay?
So-
No, don't risk it. I
Don't
can
risk
pull
it.
up.
All right.
Here, I'm gonna drop this in general, Kennedy. So
Okay.
the minimum SVs on Valor is 30, which is way too high and awesome. So the odds you're gonna get a really good stat, Valor, are crazy.
I'm curious. How
Yeah.
does this compare? Is the min SV been 30 or 28
So-
They
before?
fluctuate.
Yeah, the way it works is the base stats for all of it is at 30 for all of its TVs, or not TVs, it's SVs, and then everything else it goes up around 30. So if you would have 1 in a stat, it would be 30. If it would
Did
add,
they change how this is
12 to the
working?
stat-
I thought it used to be like min SVs
They-
200 out of all 7. Wasn't that how it used to
yeah,
be?
they did change how it works. They
When did that-
changed
Yeah.
it
how did I miss
so
that?
yeah,
It changed after a couple weeks. People were confused about how it worked and what it meant. So now they're just going straight for this is the minimum SV you can find.
Yeah, and no, don't get me wrong. I think this week was fantastic for anybody who doesn't have like a competitive team, and they're trying to get something good for ladder, or if you're trying to breed these Tims, like amazing. Volar evolves into Volcrane. Volcrane is one of the best competitive Tims, and it gets a lot of bans. So I don't think this was a bad week at all. The problem with this week is that there aren't really a lot of people that use Loali inside of ranked matches or even tournament matches. And Volor, if I'm not mistaken, had access to all of its egg moves already. So people already had perfectly bred Volors. Like lots of people run Volcrane on their team that have already been perfectly bred with all of their egg moves. So this was what I call like a catch-up Park week rather than a new week where it kind of makes people run out to Park. So if it's like if you didn't have these, or you didn't have a Volcrane or a Fire Tim or a good Wind Tim, this was like your week to help catch you up.
Or
Guys,
if you
do
just want a Luma Valor with extinction. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Did I was
That's
gonna say,
true.
do you, Gaijin, you're the most. Do you agree with that assessment, or do you think it's even a better week than that, or more exciting? Or,
I mean, I
Oh
think it's a better
God.
week than that, and it's more exciting. Like the stats that you can find a Luma with are insane. Like
Look at
Kennedy
that
has it
Valor
pulled up
you-
right now.
Yeah.
ooh.
It's
Good.
disgusting.
PVGV.
It's disgusting. That's so hackable and so beautiful. Imagine that with extinction.
Wait, is this one that
um,
one of you guys caught, or is it just from online somewhere?
It's what one of my followers found.
Oh wow! good
Now
for
I
them.
do like that they're lowering the level of things found in Park. For a few weeks, everything you were finding in Side Park was like level 20 or 30.
Right.
And these past couple Side Park weeks, I think last week everything was level 1. I'm looking at this Velour and it's level 10. And
Yeah,
I
so
think
they're
the
all
week,
evolvable.
yeah. And I think the week before that it was like level 15 Tims inside of it, which made me like
Right.
really happy.
But yeah, I think it's a good week just because you can get really good hackable Lumas. Because people have been upset obviously about the telomere hack change, which needed to happen. But now they if they can find one on a minimum SV week, odds are they're gonna actually get something that's really good and hackable.
Yeah, hackable, but also that 1.0 Luma rate is rough. 1 in
I mean,
8,000, you got to be dedicated.
You're looking for Lumas at 1 in 8 either way at this point. So either you're out in the wild TV training
Fair.
and maybe finding a Luma at 1 in 8K, or you're inside
They
finding them.
only get me Luma hunting on 3.0 weeks.
Some dude that follows me has found six of them.
People
Good
joining the chat are asking for Teteru, so I'm switching them out onto my feed of the game just to please the audience. I don't know why I didn't have him out to begin with.
Monster.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted by this. So the other thing I liked about the Sci Park a lot was the Telemore hack being fairly accessible to get, right?
Yeah, they were. So people were abusing the
220.
system.
Go ahead.
People were abusing the system, I believe. A perfect Temtem, perfect Lumas as they exist today were never meant to exist. Crema never imagined people would be selling their telomere hacks. They never imagined people would be abusing the system and ripping people off. A lot of people were using them to steal because you had to use a Luma as collateral. So you had to give somebody a Luma in order to receive, in order to get the telomere hacks and all this. And so a lot of people were getting ripped off, and there was just a lot of negatives to the whole telomere hack. And apparently there was a lot more to it than even most people know. But it was a necessary change because perfect Lumas like that were not meant to exist, and now there's quite a few perfect Lumas out in the world just because people were using the system in a way that wasn't meant to be used that way.
I just like that there's a free Tem reward that is worth chasing this week that only requires 220 releases. And that's I think maybe that's the point you're going to, Gajimbu, is that with the Telemore hack change, they can make these hacks more accessible, right? Because they don't have to worry about them being traded. They can give them out for a lower tier reward.
Correct.
So
people were... Sorry.
No, you go right ahead.
People were resetting over and over and having numerous accounts and just making insane amounts of money off of this. But now that they're not, exchangeable, and you have to use them on your own OC, your own OT.
Yeah.
They can make them more accessible, and hopefully as we continue to progress here, they do make them more accessible. I mean, not so easy that you can just hack anything, no problem. Here you go, some more perfects, whatever.
Right.
But in the future, hopefully, they make it more accessible so that it's easier to accomplish.
It's the first Tem week that I've done in a while. Because I talk about how the dive packs and cosmetics are nice, but it's so grindy that I can't quite get the motivation up. But I was like 220 temps, I can do that. Give me 2 hacks. Yeah, I don't want to miss this opportunity. So
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So they've done this with the last 3 weeks of of Free Tem. The entry reward has been 4 Psy cards. How do you feel about that?
It's weird. Weird, right?
It's weird.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know if I like it or if I dislike it.
I'll tell you who doesn't like it.
Most of the community.
I don't know if you guys know who Rorzy is, but Rorzy's a streamer and is absolutely opposed SciPark. He constantly calls all SciPark Lumas free Lumas. He's always trash talking SciPark, and it's just hilarious.
So, when I read about the online economies inside of MMOs, one that was really interesting was Guild Wars 2, and there is a very delicate balance of liquid rewards and non-liquid rewards of what achieving things in the game gives you. Like doing something in the game will give you all of these, like it floods you with items, but all of them are like non-liquid rewards where it's like you have to trade them with other players, sell them on the auction house, et cetera, to get the currency. And the whole time you're doing that, there is this there's a percentage of that that's being taken out.
What game did you say this was for?
Time. Guild Wars 2.
Oh, Guild Wars 2. Okay, yeah.
There's a percentage transaction that the NPCs take that just
taxes,
gets money out of the economy. And one thing I had an issue with free Tim, as far as just a fear, was so many of the rewards were just like liquid injections of essentially currency. Like one week we had silicon fragments that sold for like 30,000 Pansun, and it's just like, so if you free Tim, you make money, you get the reward, and then you sell it, and it just gives you more money. That it didn't make me feel good about the long-term health of the game and the health of the economy, and that there was nothing cycling out. I like SciPark because it costs money to get in there, and giving Sci cards kind of encourages people to go. And I know myself, I never go with like 2 or 3 Sci cards. I always need, at least the base amount that they have. So I'll go and I'm like, oh, I got a couple Sci cards. I'll buy a set of Sci cards at the start, and then I'll go and, try it for a couple hours and see if I get anything. And I like that because it's like not a liquid reward that just inflates the amount of money inside of the economy and the Sci cards go away. I don't know if I wholly like it because I don't think it's the exact answer yet.
I think it should be more than 4. If it's their way of trying to say, hey, you can go into SciPark for free and don't have to pay for it, they should do more than 4 cards. Like this week when you could buy 28, the reward for free should have been like 8 or 10 to give people a serious chance.
Yeah, it should be a little bit higher if they're, it should depend on the week, absolutely. But one note on that whole thing there, Kennedy. So they needed to inject Pansuns into the community. After the huge ban waves, a lot of the currency was gone. They deleted a lot of money. So because they deleted so much money, prices of Lumas were dropping. People had no money to buy Temtems. Some of the auction houses were suffering. Even still to this day, some of the auction houses, they're not seeing anywhere near what they were. So they needed to inject some currency into the community just because there was literally like nothing.
That's fair. That's completely fair. And that's what that gets me onto the second point of giving Sci cards as a reward for free Tim. I don't think it's wholly the answer. I would like something that forces more interaction. A lot of people inside, at least when I was trading on the Discord channel, and we'll get to this when we talk about the challenge of the week, a lot of people were willing to accept portions of their payment when they were selling Tims as DNA strands. And, obviously DNA strands at the reduced value of them, of like a DNA strand that costs 5,000 Pansun, they would accept for 4,000 Pansun of the payment on a Tim. And same thing for the engineered trait strand where it's cost 10,000. If you trade them one of those, they'll shave off 9,000 of the price of a Tim. I would like items like that given away inside of free Tim, of like, it's not currency, but it encourages trading, and it's a reward that, is going to get cycled out because people are going to breed with these Tims, and the DNA strands are going to go away. And I think that would be like a cool way to keep, like, I guess, the player base and community interacting with each other and making people feel rewarded for doing free Tim. Because I don't wholly feel rewarded with sidecards,
Right.
but also
Not with 4.
it's the first tier. Yeah, it's the first tier release.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's not a molehill I'm gonna die on it. Like sidecards aren't worth it. But I think it's a cool idea that just needs to be pushed a little bit further.
Wizzy makes a great point in the chat there, Kennedy. They want to know, where is your full toxic team? I would also like to know that. Everyone's been,
I can show it off
and
on
wondering.
I can show it off on stream. It's not pretty, and also Uwakazi took back, or I didn't take back. I gave Uwakazi back the Calibus they let me borrow, so I'm like 110 down.
I need you to hype up the toxic team because I was breeding Orphils for Nidrasils, and of course I sold all the Tri-Apothecary or Apothecary ones very quickly. And I have a Orphil that's toxic affinity left, and I was literally putting like in the trade chat, I was like, selling this Orphil, whatever. It's got toxic affinity, but that's actually good in PvP if you don't evolve it. I'm trying to sell people on the sneaky snake so I can sell my Temtem.
Man, when we get into the challenge of the week, I've got some stuff to go on about that Orphil.
Okay,
that is a hard Tem to use.
We'll keep moving on. Kenny, I gotta put you on the spot since you're back. Since I don't want to switch my screens, you got to pull up the links from the doc as we go. So if you want to pull up the link from your forum thread for your invisible bun fix, just to show the thread why we talk about it here, I'll give you a second to do it. But I'll introduce the concept. So
I mean, this is why there's not a Luma Tataru. You have the Luma form now. You can hit Z for Luma.
Oh yeah, sorry. Good point. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I'll talk about this one. This was something.
I just want to say the big thing. Pull up the specific. I mean, so that's a good. So there's. You go ahead and talk about it. I'll make my point after. You go explain what's going on and what was fixed.
Okay. Yeah. So back during Easter weekend, I don't know if Cypark was bugged or not for me this week, but I Luma hunted for the Madrid and Bun Buns for I think about 25 hours that week, and I did not encounter a single Luma. What I did keep encountering were these invisible Bun Buns. All in all, I think I encountered about 6 of them, and I screenshotted 3 of them and posted my logs to the forums. And I gave up on hunting that week because I was like, I caught them and I would catch them, and they weren't Luma. They didn't have Luma stats, but they would just be invisible Bun Buns. And I didn't know what to do with them other than release them.
Isn't there a symbol? The little Luma star symbol doesn't appear in their name anywhere?
Well, yeah, there is a Luma star symbol when you encounter a Luma, but also they wouldn't have 3 times stats. Because I'm
just curious, but wouldn't you have known if that was Luma or not if the star's not there?
Yeah, well, this was my thought process. I was thinking that whenever I was supposed to encounter a Luma, that the game bugged out, and I guess whatever code it was supposed to run, it instead presented me with like these Bun Buns.
The main thing I wanted to focus, we talked about this before. Can you pull up the actual forum thread? I just liked pointing this out because it's really cool. It's just proof. This is a counterpoint to all the haters that think Crema 1 doesn't listen, isn't working, or whatever. If you go up to the very top, you can see in this thread that Kennedy reported this bug to them, gave them a screenshot. They actively replied and asked for the logs. You gave them the logs, and then they replied back saying this will be fixed in the next patch. So to have a real life example from someone right on this show of reporting a bug, Crema working on it and it being fixed, I just think it was really cool and worth pointing out. That was the biggest thing I wanted to highlight about this being fixed. It's just seeing that these interactions be successful. So,
but I think so. The problem is, I think people report them in the wrong places. People complain on Reddit. People complain in Discord. But nobody uses the official forums to report bugs.
Right.
And
that's the point of showing that forum thread is you actually did it on their forums, right? And that's where you got the response.
Yeah.
But you're 100% right, Gaijin.
That's how I gypped Gaijin out of 10K Pansun was when they confirmed that this was.
So this was rigged the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. He's got inside tips. Moving along in our news here. I mean, so earlier in the week, what we had in our notes about some quote-unquote leaks or reveals that I think it's not as exciting news now because we got the full release, but earlier in the week, there was pictures being posted in the Discord by
Well, there's
showing
still
the
some stuff
background.
to discuss. There's
Okay.
still some
Yeah,
stuff.
no.
Can I tackle
Yeah, the
this
whole
one?
thing, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
Okay. So yeah, Ya leaked, and I say leaked with
I'm still mad at
quotation
using for the
marks.
word leaked. You can't
Is
leak
it
something if
really
you're a
a
developer.
leak if you're a
No.
lead developer?
No, it's a reveal. It's
So,
a reveal.
here's the exact story of everything that happened with this. Like people are just hanging out on
Let me just
Discord.
give us the short version of it.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to give you the super
Okay,
short
okay, go
version.
ahead.
And Ya says, if like he said, if enough people are interested, I'll leak content. And
Okay.
then
So that's his
everybody
word.
just went crazy of just like, what's going on? And Suki flamed the community up. And then after I guess a couple hundred people had posted, y'all
Love
posted
Suki.
this screenshot, and I'll bring it up on screen here. And it's his character standing in Kisiwa, and I put a screenshot of what his character normally looks like. And there were two very interesting comments that followed it. Suki said the background, and then wait, y'all, what are you holding? Which I think are intentional things of just like, hey, community, pay attention to this. Obviously, at this point, the background we can see it's the desert area of Kisiwa, but there is like this blue sprout right next to Yaw's face. And from me doing all the things that I do in game, I can't really seem to get anything that close to my character unless, like, maybe I stand in front of a Temtem.
I was trying to figure this out. So what? Maybe do like a hold down your control and mouse wheel zoom in on that screenshot. Maybe if you can kind of do in your browser, just to see if it. So
it looks like.
Are we trying to say that there's
Luma crystal?
Where the trainer's holding something? Is that what this is?
You're directly in front of it.
You're making a good door there, Kennedy. Move it, wiggle your chair to the left
to the
there.
Side.
Wait, hold on. I can turn off my webcam. Here it is. Can you guys see it? Can you let's turn off my camera. There it is.
We run a high quality show here, as everyone can see.
Hey, this is our first live show.
No one by the way, I totally think that there's huge gaps in the recordings early on when OBS crashed and we weren't live or recording. So we'll have to talk after the show, maybe fill in some stuff. I think we got about 5 to 10 minutes of dead time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It looks like a Luma something though, obviously by the glow of it.
Yeah, it looks like a sprout in my. You think maybe it's the leaf of an egg? Maybe like a digital egg, because don't eggs have two leaves at the top? What if you
back this up a second? What is the conspiracy here? That there's going to be an item slot where we can hold a cosmetic item or an actual item that has a mechanic in game?
I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to show chat all of our secrets of our notes.
Pull back the curtain. What have I told you about pulling back the curtain?
I want everybody to see my note here. I have no idea what this is or what it even means. So I just want that to be like, I want that to go without stating. To me, like now that I think about it, all of the eggs have like two little leaves on the top of them. If my memory is serving me correct, maybe you can hold eggs. That would be a really cool thing. Because I know you can't really put an egg in your first slot. Maybe this is what happens when you put an egg in your first slot in the future.
Well, or is it possible that you can? No, it's just like holding a Temtem doesn't really make sense because you already have whatever Temtem's in your first slot's already out.
Just hold in here needs love.
Well, like maybe a certain certain baby Tems, or I thought maybe it's something to do with the mounts, but it's way too early for anything to be related to mounts. So,
what if hypothetically, let's say you now can possibly have some sort of interaction with your lead Temtem?
You can turn around and you can press F on your Temtem in game, and it sings a little happy song to you. So there's
but that's such a basic interaction, and I know something like interaction is something people have wanted. Although I do believe they said it would be too expensive to add.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. On the forum, it is listed as too expensive.
I don't think it's just a possibility, a thought, because while it is expensive, they have had a very large influx of cash from all the people that have bought the game. So, maybe stuff that was too expensive previously might not be out of reach at this point, but it's hard to say. They might not
Yeah,
add new content
good
specifically just because like they want to finish what they already promised. So I don't know, but it's a hypothetical, but
Yeah, I not that I don't want to go too deep into the saying how they should run their business and it's easy because people always like say, oh, it's just add this, but you're totally right. They've said that it's way more successful than they want. They've sold 500,000 copies. That translates to
over
millions
that.
of dollars. You think the too expensive? What was? I don't know if this is still not too expensive, but whatever was too expensive before, more should be possible now. Like less things should be too expensive with how many copies they sold already. So hopefully,
I think they currently have over, I'd say easily over 1.5 million copies sold at this point.
Really, that's your
'Cause
number.
if it goes by
what's your
if
logic?
it goes by user, if it goes by Tamer ID,
Starting noises. I'm sorry.
there's so many that are over a million already.
I'm curious. So you think 1.5 million, right? That we said 1.5 million times 35 bucks.
I'd say that's probably a bit like a baseline, a minimum.
Well, that's $52 million. Obviously, like a percentage of that goes to Steam, and that money goes to a lot of different places. But $52 million at the top level, that's a lot of money. Even if they're like only 10% of that goes towards development costs, that's still $5 million. So yeah. Kennedy, if I gotta keep you on your toes here. Do you want to pull up the poll about the starters too, so we can show that the results of that off?
Yeah, I'll pull that up next.
So before we had the news that Kisiwa was coming and the confirmed starter evolutions earlier in the week, another sign that this was coming is they put a poll up saying which of the final evolutions with the final evolutions on the horizon. It's time to ask the question, who is the best starter? So this told us two things. One, that more news was coming on this. I almost got excited and thought like maybe we'd get the final evolution sooner than July, but it's interesting to see the results, I think. Not unexpected, though. I mean, are you guys surprised by this? Hoochie, 41%. Crystal, 39%. Smashy, 20%.
Yeah, like Smazzy only getting like 19.8, 20%. Punch Monkey is so cute and is easily my favorite starter, but I can understand why people didn't vote for them as their favorite. Hochik mental typing decimates the first island. Crystal being, one of the earliest crystal types you can get, and then both of them are incredibly cute too. But moving on to beyond both of them being incredibly cute, their next evolutions don't look like crazy Crash Bandicoot ripoffs. So,
I mean,
Mazzy, I love its ability, I love its design, and I think it's so cute that it made me sad that it only clocked in at 20%, but it also makes me happy to be like, I'm one of the Smazzy elites.
it's a bad Temtem and it should feel bad. That's my personal opinion. I mean, the first form of Smazzy is really nice. I do like it. It's cute. It's adorable. The second form ruins everything I love about the first form. At least with Tental, it keeps a lot of what I like about Hoochik and amplifies that to make it look cooler. I feel like they've ruined Smazzy with the baboon evolution. I don't like it.
One of my problems too with baboon is it's like Smazzy, Hochik, and Crystal all feel so like unique as Temtems that baboon just doesn't. It's got an ability. I think it's got Brawny and I forget its other ability, but it's just like it hits hard, and it's just like, yeah, but like give it some type of cool strategy. Because even when you think about Tintel, it gets like water affinity as one of its abilities, and it learns high pressured water, and it like that's kind of cool. It gives it this little extra layer of strategy.
I think that's so out of left field. Like it's so random that it has a water move, right? I think that's the weirdest thing. Yeah,
it's got like squid tentacles for hair.
Yeah, I guess.
It has clearly amphibious features.
It breaks the type.
Be surprised if the final form was water mental.
Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be real cool.
It's going to be water mental. I guarantee you anything.
Well, also the island, island that what Hochiks are on with the mental and the mental and the fighting town. I'm pretty sure they said it rains a lot there.
Yeah, I can't wait for that island. By the way, I'm since we're talking, I'll switch back to I can represent my starter. I would like this poll, and it didn't surprise me because you can see here my starter was Tentil or Hoochie into Tent. How do you say? Is it Tentil? I've never even tried to say this before.
Yeah, Tental. So it's like tentacle, but Tental.
Should again, it bothers me if you're watching this. It bothers me that the starters aren't all here at the top. That I gotta scroll through the Tempedi to find them. But
Avenger. That's the other ability for Tental. Avenger's so cool as an ability.
But you are right. He is kind of a humanoid octopus squid thing, isn't he? So I mean, I guess
absolutely.
I guess if that's where it's coming from, at least that makes more sense. But
so the first form you don't really see it too much, but then the second form. Next form you can really see it. Like there's the obvious like suction cups on the tentacles and the hair there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the hands as well.
The fan art for speculating the final form, like some of the art,
really good.
Yeah, really
so
cool
good.
with all the tentacles and stuff. I hope the real one looks something like that.
It better. I'll be so disappointed if it doesn't.
All right, what do we got? We got moving along here. So we already talked about. So I was so excited to see Yas post on the Play Temtem, so I don't have to give him a hard time or him or her a hard time about Destiny's subreddit post. We actually had about the sizes. So hopefully they'll circle back and tell us how big Kisiwa is. But I think we're ready to move along from highlights from the week. So I'll play our little sound transitioning for it. All right, that's still working. At least stream might not be, but the soundboard's live and strong. We're encountering times left and right here. So Kennedy, again, I'm going to use you as my guinea pig pilot here. If you want to start links in order here, just from the document. So the first one, I just wanted to show off the type wheel from last week. We talked about it, but we didn't pull it up at the time. So I just want to pull this up for anyone that is watching. If you hadn't seen it yet, the type wheel that we were looking at.
There it is.
Yeah, so this is the one from a week ago they put out that I was saying how much I love this, how much more I like this than a type chart. Just showing all of the different attributes. So it's not a lot to say. We talked about it pretty in depth last time. I just wanted to show this very quickly. And if you want to pull up the next link, it's a first draft from the same user. And I'm sorry, what was this guy's name on? We should give credit here. While you pull this up, who's the person doing this? Yeah, Velatus is the one posting these, so thank you to them. But so this is very confusing, but it's their draft on the resistance wheels. Okay, if you want to try zoom, I don't know if you can zoom in, but try zoom with control mouse wheel in and see if you can zoom in a little bit there.
I can
there
zoom
you
in
go.
more.
So the left wheel is where is showing. The right wheel is the types attacking on the center, and on the left it's the attacking types on the outside. So they were trying to ask people on Reddit what they thought made more sense. I don't know. We were kind of talking about it. It's a very confusing thing, but between the two, do you guys have a preference that you think it's a better way to represent this visually, or does this just not work as well in the wheel as the other one does?
Okay, so they're both showing the same information.
Yes.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
They're showing backwards. So one is resistance, one is effectiveness. So it's not exactly the same.
My brain understands the one on the right of just like if I attack with toxic, at crystal, at earth, or at digital, it's not effective. If I attack fire, at water, at earth, it's not effective.
No, the one on the right is definitely best there. The one on the other side is messing with my brain.
I don't know, like if I attack with fire, at fire, it's not effective. If I attack with crystal at fire, it's not effective. If I attack and so like for me, I guess I would be looking at what type I have and then where I'm sending like that at rather than what types coming
this is for the text that you're hitting. So you want it, or that you're getting hit with possibly. And that's one way I think if you want to take a hit, look up what type your Temtem is.
I can understand. The one on the left is all can fuzzily do the
It's a little bit more confusing, but I like the idea of it. Hopefully we can come up with something visual. I mean, the first one definitely works, the attacking wheel. So
yeah.
All right, what do we?
And then this one's new to me right here. Earth into wind is not very effective. That's good to know.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
These
so
visual representations.
J Dragon makes a pretty good point. J Dragon says the chart is easier to read, and this looks This looks confusing and cluttered. I feel like it does, because there's currently a chart. If you go to the main page for the wiki on resistances, that is really nice in comparison to this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
this
really like the
looks
chart.
really cluttered and is kind of confusing. So somebody that doesn't already know resistances or effectivenesses, like this would be super confusing for them to look at.
Yeah, I like the chart. Like, I'm attacking with fire at nature, and it's twice as effective.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
very
I'm
clean, very
defending
neat.
with melee against mental. Oh, I need to swap my mental type. Or I need to swap my melee type out.
Yeah. No, you guys are right. I like the chart more with the resistances, I think, but I do like the type wheel for the effectiveness. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag there. But Kenny, why don't you guys, if you want to go into talking about, you were very excited about it. So this is all you. I'm just gonna let it go over to you. Oh, real quick, pull up that document. Yeah, just real quick, just a quick highlight from the community. Someone on Reddit posted this, and I was dumb, and I only linked the actual guide and not the original post, so I can't pull up the guy's or lady's name to give them credit for it. But they aggregated a bunch of information and links into a Google document, and I found this because Suki replied saying that how great it was themselves and plugged it. So very cool link, I think. Very cool document. It's just there's so much information jammed packed into this one place. So if you're a new player, this is a great source of information. Or if you have some people get into the game that you want to provide them information, I think sending them that way is great. So I'll put a link in that in the show description on YouTube and on the podcast as well. But yeah, with that, Kenny, I'll let you talk about the Dojo Wars from this week.
Dojo Wars or Club Wars. Club Wars were fantastic this week. So we is this recorded right? Okay, yeah, just making sure this is right.
It's your notes.
So yeah, we are a part. Well, I say we. Von Lin and I are a part of the Enigma Club. And Gaijin can do whatever he wants to do. He'll see
I'm
the
be
light
part of the Tanter crew, boys. Tanter crew.
Season 1 of Club Wars was a 6-week tournament for 1 million Pansuns between multiple different clubs, all competing. There was Ronin, there was Divine's Dojo, there was Enigma, there were, oh my gosh, there's French Exotic, and there's another club that I'm forgetting. I feel bad. But basically, lots of early access clubs went head to head, and each week it was one club versus another club, and they would have 5 defenders versus 5 defenders, and the last one standing, if you got defeated, you were out, and you were done for that match. The last club with a person standing was declared the winner of that week's Club Wars. So this was the final week of competition going into the finals. Going into the final week of competition, Enigma got destroyed. We went against Rowan, and one of Rowan's players defeated all 5 of our dojo defenders. Alola 5-0'd clean swept Enigma, and it was hard. It was hard watching. It hurt, but we did so well in the early matches of Club Wars that we had earned a spot in the finals regardless. And so going into the finals, we went against Divine Dojo for the top club of Club Wars for the championship of season 1, and we went 5 wins to 2 losses against Divine Dojo, and we won it out. It was a heck of a set of matches. Go ahead.
So to be clear, so Enigma is the overall winner of champions of the first season.
Yes, we are the winners of season 1 of Club Wars.
That's right.
The champion.
And it was pretty much thanks to me and you. We pretty much were the backbone of this movement and effort.
Now, so the prize pool.
Huron Crane, if he's watching, has just cringed and died inside.
Yeah, the prize pool is going to be split amongst all the people in Enigma who participated. And I actually auditioned to be a club defender, And there's a lot I want to say about this. And I got my face smashed in our internal club tournament against Huron Crane, Alver, and Gold. And then I just gave up my fourth match because I was like, I'm already 0-3. If I go 1-3, it's not going to matter. I'm like not going to be on the roster. And so, I got my face like destroyed by these players, which was it was still fun to compete. But anyways, because I auditioned, I get a small, very, very minuscule, small portion of the prize pool.
Oh, do they? Even for trying out, you do get included in that?
Yeah, I got the Dojo Defender title inside of the club, just for trying out.
Oh man, so I should at least try out, even if I don't make it, just to participate a little bit more.
It's a lot of fun. You learn a lot in these tournaments, but I want to say there was a lot of talk about we talked about this last week, that there is a leaderboard on the official forums that people are keeping up with of who is the best player in TemTalk right now as far as TMR, who can climb the highest. And a lot of people say that isn't the true ladder of TemTalk of who, the best TemTalk player is right now, because the ladder doesn't really encourage people to climb. And I want to say, I think on that ladder right now, Alver's either 1 or 2, and Tsubaki-chan's like in the top 3 also. And the finals for Club Wars ended up being Tsubaki-chan versus Alver. And it was a match that was like, it went down to one mistake that Tsubaki-chan made, and Alver just like ran away with the game. And it was by no means at all decided until like that turn. And I feel like if that doesn't speak merits to the skills of these players competing at this top level, that it's just like, all right, if this leaderboard where they're well over, or where they're touching 2000 TMR doesn't mean they're the best TemTalk players in the world, then how about this huge tournament with all of the best.
Let me pause you quick. The stream's freezing up, so I'm gonna restart it real quick here.
No. Don't restart the stream.
Okay.
Because if you do that, it's gonna drop out everything again, and just it's I think it's your bandwidth settings. It's gonna keep doing it. See, it's fixed now. We're good. Don't just let it.
Is it up right now? Because I'm getting told that's not even up on this side. I wonder if it might be delayed it's online.
Your bitrate dropped out. It looks like now.
Yeah.
It fixed for a second there at the end, but now it's back. Okay, we're good.
Hey, we're back.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So I think after this, before the next one, we got to work with your bitrate settings and all that, because it's definitely having an issue. So, but we're back. We're live again.
Hey, press F for the internet.
It looks like the audio was working though, so even if the video was crap, the audio was working fine. So
yeah, I'll summarize real quick. A lot of people say that the online
people could hear the whole time. I think, Kenny, just an FYI. So we just
lost they could hear.
Yeah, we just lost
they
the
could
graphics.
hear, they just couldn't see.
Yeah. So if that doesn't speak merit to these players' skills, then definitely a 6-week tournament of the best going head to head, coming down to these players who have climbed to the top of the ladder, ending up being the ones in the finals versing off against each other. It's kind of just like another nugget that goes in favor of just saying like how great some of these players are that are competing in this game. Club Wars, it was fantastic. If anybody wants to compete in Club Wars, they're trying to decide what they want to do for season 2 and the rule set. Definitely go to the Temporium Discord channel. Google search Temporium. I'm not sure what the Discord link is off the top of my head, and there's a website and stuff that should bring you there. There's a channel for Club Wars where they're voting on the next rule set and what season 2 is going to look like. Because a lot of people are eager to start season 2 as soon as possible. So if you want to start a club, you want to compete, you want to join an existing club, you want to get in and fight and win a bunch of Pansuns, definitely now's the time to hop in.
I want to see Baby Wars. I want to do level 1 10-10s. Just Baby Wars.
So much fun. You can TV train. You just have to
use fruits. It's going to be expensive, but I want to see Baby Wars.
I I would be so down for that format because there's
I love that
in
we have
both-
video format just so we can see Kennedy's excitement and reaction and live on his face there.
well,
The
there is
giddiness.
in Pokemon. There's a little cup tier where you have to use all unevolved forms, and when we get into our challenge of the week, the challenge was to use unevolved Tim on the ladder. Like, oh my gosh, a Baby War cup would be so fun.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be amazing. Baby Wars.
And just in a couple sentences, do you want to sum up the results of Plus OP's tournament?
Yeah. Nothing big. Plus ran his weekly tournament 13, our number 13 last night. And it was the first tournament he's ran in a couple of weeks that have had the big four back in it. So people could bring Kinu, Gaialis, Volaren, and Pikapat in their teams. And there are two things of note here that I think are worth mentioning. One, with the big four being banned out, Tide was a player that was wrecking this format and doing consistently great, not using the big four, and he doesn't normally use the big four. With the big four it allowed in, Tide actually did make it into the finals. However, Tide did get taken out by Dave Goblino, I believe. The brackets are here. I should click them. I'm not.
I said in a couple
Yeah, I'm
sentences.
gonna go. Yeah, and finally, Dave Goblino, all through the finals, had a 2-0 run with his team, and Dave did wonderful. So German pride.
Let's move on to what we've been doing this week with this here. Gaijin would just start shaking his head. Is that shaking at this week? Before you answer that though, I want to real quick. Jay Dragon says for Dojo Wars or for the next tournament, a 30 versus 30 all in one stream. That would be pretty epic scale.
So, it would be.
Gaijin Boo, I've been tuning into your stream because for a long time I saw the lack of Tataru Nuzlocke and was very upset the week prior. But I joined in this weekend. The Tater Tots were out in fashion. Although I know that's not technically correct because Tater Tot himself is dead and gone, right? But the Taterus were out this week. You were working on it again, correct?
Tater Tot has passed. Yeah, Tater Tot has passed. But we are back. And we are doing Nuzlocke, Taterlock again. I was shaking my head because that's what I've been up to this week is doing Taterlock, trying to get through this. And poor Ashling Tot has passed.
Oh no!
Another one bites the dust.
It was really sad. Another fully trained, leveled Tater Tot has bit the dust, so we had to pull out another one.
Oh no!
And
oh no!
I've had to TV train it. I'm trying to level it again because now I have to fight Lady Lottie on the airship, and she has
that's tough.
A Pocus with Gamma Burst, which is 150 base damage and stab and double effective. So death basically, and a Barnshee that actually does finally have a mental type move. So yeah, I've got some trouble ahead of me here, but yeah, it's been a good week, but damn.
What you said you have Lady Lock coming up. So what did you just get through then, or what did you just beat? Is that the
So Tahani is what killed Ashling Tot.
Okay.
So what happened was Mastion was out, and I did not take care of
That's the third
Mastion
dojo, right?
First. Yeah.
Okay.
I did not take care of Mastion first. And I forgot that it has a way to buff its stats, and it had attack damage multiplied by 4, or 4 increased attack damages. And I got beta bursted by Kinu because I was not faster than it, and then I did a Noxious Bomb, which did not take out the Kinu, and then Mastion did Embers on the Tantaru that was beta bursted, so it was a devil team, and the Embers did so much damage it just deleted Ashling Tot. It was sad.
Rip. F's in chat for.
But yeah,
me personally, so it was funny because last time we recorded the show, we were in Sci Park, and I was trying to, just for while we were recording, I hunted a few lumas, or tried to hunt lumas to Terus. But just that little bit of dose of it and that excitement that maybe I would find one totally made me want to start luma hunting. And despite there's physical evidence and recordings on this show of me saying I'm done luma hunting, I'm not going to do it. Don't let me get sucked back into it. So maybe we need an intervention. But after the show on Saturday, I spent Sunday luma hunting to Terus for a little bit, not very seriously. But I was kind of waiting for the reset this week, hoping it would be a luma week because I wanted to go hard for lumas, and it wasn't. So instead, I've been doing the free Temp Society rewards for the first time in a while. Like I said,
why would you think it was going to be a luma week? They only do it every other week.
Have they been consistent? Have they been consistent with that?
Yeah, they've been consistent except for Easter because buns.
Okay.
So they did that as a special holiday event, which I hope we'll see more of that. To be honest,
yeah,
I'd love to see a Luma week with a Tantaru wearing a Christmas hat, but that's just me.
What do you think the next holiday would be that they could do something for, or any special event that they might do? What?
Possibly, but is that? It's not a holiday celebrated in Spain.
What did you say though?
I said 4th of July for freedom, free Tims.
What? Okay, free Tem reward. Yeah, I'm trying to think of it. It's hard to pick other existing Tems and associate them with a holiday besides Easter. I feel like that's an easy one with the bunny. Like, is there a Christmas Tem or a winter Tem at least?
Certainly, it's like a deer. It's a grass deer and it's green.
That's true. All right, see that was my week. Kenny, what about you? Besides winning 10,000 Pansuns off Gaijin Boo.
Oh man,
has he paid out yet? By the way, let's hold him accountable here live.
No, he doesn't have money.
I have money.
He's got at least 10,000 Pansuns.
Yeah,
don't let him off the hook.
So on my Nuzlocke account, I have like 20,000 Pansuns right now.
Man, you guys are peasants. Poor pleb peasants. 20,000 Pansuns.
Yeah, so I free Tim this week, which I'm about to get the reward I wanted for free Tim now. And then I did rank battles at the beginning of the week, and I had a bunch of fun doing those. And I'm going to open up my backpack on stream. I'm the richest I've ever been in Tim. I have 120K. Like, I spend money in this game like a madman. I can't help but
look at you bragging for being in the six figure digits.
Yeah, I can't help but buy things in this game. I buy Tims, I buy eggs, I buy fruits. Like, I just spend money like crazy. And I don't like free Timming as far as, like, actually dedicating time to it. And I don't deal enough rank battles, I guess, to keep up with like the amount that I'm spending. So I'm just constantly poor. And so I TV trained some Tims for a player this week, and they paid me for the Tims on top of my free Tim rewards, on top of the rank battles that I was doing. I just looked down and I had 100K Pansuns. I was like, I'm rich. I'm rich.
More bucks.
Let me just casually pull up my bags for my money on screen there for no reason right now. Humble
so
flex
anyways, I'm probably gonna buy a couple more Tims of trying out strategies.
And that's actually this is the poorest I've been for a while, because I just spent like 70,000 Pansuns I'm working on breeding Ukama. Usually I'm around 300K. So with that said, I know I'm very poor compared to a lot of players out there, but
what you're telling me, Von Lin, is that you're going to be buying me my next couple of competitive Tims.
No, I'm not making any more bets with you. I know better.
No, so my big investment right now is going to be the Josh Stryker tournament. June 14th, Josh Stryker is holding a tournament that it's free to enter. It's the Tim World Cup. It's free to enter, and the payout is it's a 5.5 million Pansun prize pool. So you literally lose nothing by entering and trying your best to compete. And we've already got confirmed that the next patch isn't going to be till July. So pretty much what the meta is now is what the meta is going to be for the tournament. A lot of people have been hesitant about buying Tims and stuff because what is that? Weird. a lot of people have been hesitant about buying Tims and stuff because of they didn't know when the next patch was coming out, when egg moves were going to get added and everything, et cetera, et cetera. So now I feel pretty comfortable using my money to upgrade my team, buy the Tims I want with the abilities I want, and just getting ready to compete in that tournament.
Right. Well, that's cool. Good for you, man. I hope
I
the wallet keeps going up.
Too.
Let's keep moving along here because we're kind of getting to our point in time here. We'll skip the Tem of the week for this week and go over it in the future.
I mean, we already talked about Smazzy.
Yeah, we talked about him quite a bit already, and same thing with our game suggestion idea factory. I like my question there, and I want to revisit it, but we'll save it for next week because I know you want to talk about the challenge. So let's go to that.
Challenge of the week.
Yes.
Okay, so the challenge of the week was.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm always. There's too much going on for me today. We gotta properly introduce the challenge of the week. All right, go ahead. Sorry, having too much fun over here.
It's tough. So the challenge of the week was to use 2 uninvolved Tims in a competitive match on the ranked ladder, and in order to do this, what counted as an uninvolved Tim was a Tim that was capable of evolving but hadn't yet. So Tims that had multiple evolutions but hadn't evolved yet, like Orifil, Psypat didn't count, but Platypet did count. Smazzy, all of the 3 starters, etc., etc. And it was the reason why we said 2 was because if we just said 1, everyone would use Rise. It was definitely a challenge for me because I don't normally use Rise in my normal team. And then, I made an all-toxic team that I used an Orifil on, and the all-toxic team was like a little hard to use, but I was able to find some success with it. So the Tims I went with Rise and Orifil, and I brought them out of like the teams that I brought the Orifil out of the team I conceptualized for it and used it in a different team that I made just for this challenge. And it was really, really, really difficult. The thing that I don't think I took into account when we were making this challenge is how fragile some unevolved Tims can be and how just careful and gentle have to be.
Those lower base stats get you.
Yeah. Like I got probably doing this challenge, I played about 4 matches and I got 1 attack off with my Orifil without it like dying because I'm a very bold player, and sometimes I do really unexpected moves to keep like my opponents off their toes. And I was so a lot of times it's just like I'll have a Tim on the field and I know what move's coming, and the board state will threaten, my Tims out, and I will swap to, and obviously the thing you want to do is swap to the most advantageous Tim you can to push out your enemy's board state. But I'll predict that they're going to predict that I'm going to swap, and so I swap for their swap. And so like in times like that, I'll throw in an Orifil when a Fire Tim's on the field because they expect me to throw in a Water Tim, and they're not going to keep their Fire Tim out, and they're going to try and counter my Water Tim with a Toxic Tim. And so, like in situations like that, it's very wild. And even if I was using like a bigger thing like a Nidrasil can take 1 Embers. It doesn't take it well, but if you miscall the read and you end up getting punished for it, the Nidrasil survives. Orifil doesn't. Orifil takes that Embers and cries.
No, not the sneaky snake.
Yeah.
Snake.
Same thing with like Tornado. It takes the Tornado and it cries, and it's left at like next to no HP.
Keep us moving. Were you successful with these? Were you able to win some matches, or was it all losses with them?
Actually, so I lost 3 and I won 1 out of the 4 that I played, and a lot of it I lost.
You made it work. You made it work officially for 1 round.
I had to learn how to use these Tims on my team, in that I couldn't be as bold with my swaps as I wanted to be because of how fragile they are. And even my Raze is very defensively trained, but Raze still doesn't like a Tornado. Tornado does neutral damage to it, but it still hurts so much. It hurts so much. So
good on you for being able. Good on you for being able to do it. And for the new challenge this week, you're recommending. It's pretty straightforward and easy. It's very digestible and accessible. Is farm 30k Pansuns and buy a Tem.
Yeah, I want to set us up for an episode next week. The economy for Temtem is really weird right now, and it's all over the place. And trading is awkward, and barely anyone's selling. And the trade channel got changes.
Yeah,
so I want to see
hold that thought there, because that's a great transition. I had this in the show notes, and people in chat are talking about it. Fox Murder brought it up, and I had it in the show notes. We kind of skipped over it, but yeah, the trade chat got changed to a 6-hour slow mo. So
Fox Mulder. Fox Mulder, not
Mulder.
Fox
I'm sorry, Fox.
Murder did not kill dead Fox.
Did someone call him Fox Murder earlier in chat as a joke? Because I thought I read that in chat, but maybe they said Mulder and I just misread it. I apologize. All these Fox names, I can't keep up with them.
So for this challenge of the week, you have to farm the TemTalk challenge of the week. You have to farm 30k this week, however you do. You can't use existing Pansun you have. The fastest way you want. You can free Tem, you can do ladder, or you can sell something. But you have to farm 30k Pansun this week to interact with like making money. And then you have to use the money that you farmed and buy a Tem from someone or someplace. An auction house on Discord, another player,
my
a streamer.
My sneaky snake that's for sale. Just let me know.
Yeah, you can buy it from Volin. So 30k, buy a Tem. That is the challenge for this week. As quick as you can.
I'm selling dead Tems from the Tater Lock. So if anybody wants an iconic Tataru,
that's like memorabilia.
That's right.
But yeah, so the trade chat thing. So I got a quick story so they changed it to 6 hours. I mean, what's your guys' take on that? Because a lot of people don't like it in the chat here, it sounds like, and I am frustrated with it. But at the same time, I like that when I post something, it's not immediately flooded out by 8,000 other posts. Mm-hmm. But
I think it's necessary as Temtem continues to grow, and without the in-game auction house, it's impossible to not expect growth in the Discord as well, for buyers and traders alike. So with multiple people, the problem is, there was already a cooldown. It wasn't 6 hours, but there was already a cooldown. So what were people doing? Making a second account and posting the same stuff, and making a third account and posting the same stuff. And
why we can't have nice things? We can't have nice.
Why are you calling me?
That's what you get for taking my money. But yeah, so it's necessary because there's dum-dums that are going to take advantage of the system. Wherever you implement a system, somebody's going to take advantage of it try to bypass it for personal gain. So I think it's important, but it is rough. As we grow, we need that cooldown because more and more and more and more people post, and then everything just gets deleted, and you don't see it because it's gone in a matter of minutes.
Especially until we get that auction
in the media channel.
That will change everything.
Yeah, so posting in the media channel for like my streams and stuff, it doesn't do much. It's gone in a matter of minutes.
Right.
So I get it.
Not to mention polls check out. People in chat here, did any of you find this from the chats we posted in the media? I wonder if it even gets any traction. Because I made a post about this being live, and I posted some of our episodes. So I'm just curious if anyone in chat has ever even been led to us from that, or like you said, is it just gets lost in the flood of messages? But a quick mini story about this chat, and you talk about people dum-dum. I was a dum-dum on the Discord trading chat. I had a funny interaction where I got muted in the wanna trade, wanna buy channel. And my post was about wanting to trade and wanting to buy. So when I first got muted, I immediately put it in the show notes. I was like, I got muted. Oh, they got to fix the bots. Their mod system doesn't work. I'm going to rage about this on the show. But within 2 minutes of me messaging the staff, I had a very nice conversation, and they unmuted me and resolved it. And so thank you to Turtle on that. And it turns out I was doing it wrong. I was posting a message that said, I want to trade for a gender swap, but I was mass copy pasting my wanna cells in the wanna cell channel as well, so it had the wanna cell message as well. So I got muted for including a wanna cell, and I was like, all right, no, that's fair. I understand now. Like, and I was looking specifically at the wanna cell channel, and other people there have wanna buys, so I thought you could mix and match the messages. So the short version is, be careful, use the channels correctly, but the mods are very fair and prompt over there, so kudos to them, and shame on me for not catching it the first time. But with that said, we probably should start wrapping this up and closing this down. I want to let people know for myself that I'm going to be, with some help from Gaijinbu first on my stream settings, apparently that need some fixing. I'm going to try out streaming Temtem myself for the first time. So this Wednesday at 7 p.m., starting at 7 p.m. Wednesday Central Time, I'm going to stream Temtem. I'm going to do ranked matches. I'm going to be drinking. So we run a clean show on TemTalk, and I'm going to try to keep the stream clean, but I can't promise with doing ranked matches and drinking that what might come out of frustration. But
get sloppy when you drink.
Yeah,
huh?
it's true. We're going to be more about having fun than doing well. But with that said, I'm not good at ranked battles, so I need chat to come help me and give me some tips on what I should do or not be doing. So please join me on Wednesday at this channel here, twitch.tv/Vonlin. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. Come help me try to get my TMR above 1,000. That's going to be the goal for the night. I'm at like around 900
like
right now.
J-Dragon needs to come troll you.
What's that? Who's going to troll me?
J-Dragon will help you.
Oh no! Are they gonna misdirect me with bad advice? Oh no! Maybe this will backfire.
Probably.
On me.
I hope so.
But
I was at my highest TMR that I had gotten before I started this week's challenge, and I dropped, so I have to climb again.
What are you at right now?
I'm at 10. I think I'm at 1040, but I got to 1075.
Oh, look at you! Okay.
And I was just.
I'm at 2700.
You lie. You
Nice,
haven't even done your. So
nice.
in other words, you haven't even done your placement matches yet, have you? You still haven't finished them.
That's right. I can make up as high a number as I want.
So you might not be doing placement matches, but why don't you let people? What are you doing, and where can people find you, Gaijin?
So, I mean, I am going to be doing competitive. I have to do some TV training this upcoming week here, but I will be doing competitive. Of course, you guys can always find me at twitch.tv/itsgaijinbu. That's GAIJINBUU. So it's Gaijinbu, not just Gaijinbu, but I spelled out the Gaijinbu because not everybody knows how to spell that. But yeah, so I'm there. I'm on Twitter under the same name. I'm on Instagram under the same name. I'm on Discord under the same name. Basically everywhere as it's Gaijinbu.
Kennedy, what about you? Anything you want to plug?
Social media is dumb. Don't use it. I'm kidding.
That's damn right.
I would normally. This is the part where I'm just like, I'm on all social media as at Presby Kennedy, but my Facebook my Facebook is locked right now because Facebook's stupid. I purged all of my private information out of Facebook, and it's just like, who are you? You're a hacker, and it locked my account until I can prove I'm me. And so when my Facebook got locked, it also disabled my Instagram and disabled like 2 other things that are linked to Facebook. That I'm just like, whatever.
Wait a minute, your license doesn't say Presby Kennedy.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Presby Kennedy. You can find me on Twitch at Presby Kennedy, on YouTube at Presby Kennedy, and at the Wikipedia social media site at Presby Kennedy.
Time to make a Vero account there, Presby Kennedy.
And you'll be on YouTube tonight for D&D, correct? Right?
Yes. I'll be live streaming D&D tonight on YouTube at Presby Kennedy, and I'll be doing Field Run Tales. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, the show. If you're not catching us live, if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button to get future episodes. And we're going to keep doing the show live. We're going to do it next Saturday. I mean, well, Presby Kennedy, you said that was okay, guys. Does that work for you too to do 11s on Saturday, same time as today next week?
Absolutely.
So we'll be same place, same time. Hopefully smoother stream, less difficulties. But thanks for bearing with us through this first one as we work out the kinks. But I think that's gonna do it with us here. So we'll play. Here, I gotta. Thank you, everyone. Until next time.